Hey guys, first of all, hello. I haven't filmed in like a week and a half. It might be actually 2 weeks, which is unacceptable. I like to get a video up at least once a week, but life intervenes and life happens. But I wanted to get a video up today since it is Sunday. And usually I do story time Sundays, but when I started that series, I grossly underestimated how boring my life actually is. So it's kind of like I don't have a story this week. Like I have stories, but I'm still trying to decide whether or not I want to tell them on camera because they're like personal, but I might end up sharing them anyway. But I wanted to do, I guess you could call it a Sunday spiel. I hope I'm pronouncing that word right, spiel, right? Where you like just kind of, not ramble, but sort of ramble. And I was hoping that whenever I don't have story time, I could do a Sunday spiel where I just recap things that I've noticed or learned during my week. And in the comment section, you guys can tell me or in each other about what you've been through this week or what you think about this week or your plans for the upcoming week since Monday is tomorrow. And yeah, so it's like a Sunday, not dinner because there's no food, a Sunday family meeting, you could say, whenever I don't have a story time. That's what this will be, a family meeting. First of all, I filmed a video about how to heal your inner child. I filmed that video maybe 3 times, literally. And for some reason, I delete it every time because I feel like I'm such a perfectionist. Like I want everything to be exactly how I want it to be or I will not post it. And that holds me back from achieving and getting work done a lot of times because I'm such a perfectionist. And if you're a perfectionist, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like if it's not A+, like I don't want my name on it, But I was watching Gary Vaynerchuk on YouTube. I'll link his channel down below, and he was saying that like sometimes it really is quantity over quality because perfection is an illusion. So if you can crank out as much content as possible, do that instead of trying to make it perfect because perfect doesn't really exist. For all my perfectionists out there, just get it done, crank out the work, don't wait for it to be, perfect. So let's talk about 444. That'll be a good topic, I think. I didn't listen to the album, but what I did was I went and like studied the lyrics because everybody was talking about it and I'm just like, okay, I must read this and then weigh in on it. I think the one song that stood out to me, or the lyrics, was the song Legacy, right? So basically, Legacy, is this frame weird as fuck? Should I bring that down some? Okay, so basically in Legacy, Jay-Z is talking about building generational wealth and having wealth that he can pass down to his kids and their kids, etc., etc. I think this song stood out to me because I was recently speaking to one of my friends about money and about like the lack of that it seems everybody suffers from. Like everybody's suffering from this lack of money, it seems. Like the older we get, the more we start to realize like the struggle that everybody's going through. Like when you become an adult, shit gets really real and you realize like the value of money and how everybody is kind of like one paycheck away from being homeless, and it kind of sucks and it's scary. And like, okay, when I was listening to Legacy, it gave me the realization that I'm focused on the wrong things, okay? Because yes, I'm into mental health. Yes, I'm into emotional health. I believe that those things will propel you into financial wealth eventually, but sometimes we can get very caught up in the emotional side of things in terms of, going through heartbreak. Somebody did you wrong or somebody, you know what I'm saying? We could be checking their Twitter. We could be checking their Facebook, and pining over them and trying to figure out how to get them back in our lives. The reason I started this channel is because, I've been through some shit and I wanted to help people heal while I'm on my healing journey as well. But like I said before, it's very easy to get caught up in what people have done to you in the past. And it's easy to let that hinder you from moving forward. And where this ties into generational wealth is that I feel like many people don't have generational wealth because of emotional and mental issues. It's systematic. Of course, it's systematic. But for a lot of us, it's holding us back from even attempting to chase that generational wealth. Okay, let me give examples because I feel like I just rambled and I feel like it doesn't tie together. Okay, let me give examples. So I suffer from something called codependency, right? I'll do a video on codependency eventually. It's touchy. It's something I'm still healing from, so the video's not up yet. But in terms of codependency, it really makes you continuously chase love, and it makes you chase relationships, and you feel off balance when you don't have a relationship or you don't have somebody, that you feel like loves you and, that you can pour love into. It makes you feel off balance. So a good chunk of my life has been dedicated to my relationships. Like, I got to my first serious relationship, you could say, when I was 13 years old, and it's been serious relationships from then on out. Like, when I was 13, my boyfriend got locked up and I was in love with him. I share the story in my wild teenage years video if you want to go see. But yeah, I was in love with him. I thought, suffering from codependency and being that young, of course I did. And I waited for him for 2 years, and I was depressed for 2 years because he was locked up. And it's like, at 13 years old, you're supposed to be enjoying your life and out having fun and being a kid. And because of my codependency, I was thinking, all I could think about was this guy, and how my life just was not worth living if I didn't have him. And when he came home, he ended up leaving me for some other girl, like, as soon as he came home. And I was devastated. And so, of course, eventually, I had to move on. I mean, immediately, not eventually, immediately I had to move on. And that just goes to show you where my focus has been at. Where my focus has been since I was a child, since I was a kid, because codependency starts in childhood. Now, where does this tie into generational wealth? I never could focus on getting money or having financial goals because I was always so focused on chasing men and chasing love. You know what I'm saying? So, not just financial goals, but goals in general, I could not set because I did not care about anything else but finding that love. Like, when our emotional needs are not met, we can't function and chase anything else except those emotional needs. And this is what I mean when I say that a lot of us are in poor financial conditions and will stay that way because of how our mindsets are and how our emotions are wired. I really hope this is making sense. This made so much sense in my head. I hope this is making sense out loud. So I do believe that the key to financial freedom is emotional and mental well-being, and not letting your emotional and mental well-being overwhelm you to the point where you can't even focus on financial success. Because in the long run, if you do choose to have kids, if your kids do choose to have kids, then they are going to need generational wealth. You're going to want to have generational wealth. And we live in a time where that is much more doable. Like, we live in the age of social media and internet, and it's much more realistic to think that you can be a multimillionaire in this day and age by following your passion. So there's no reason not to. And the only reason that you can be held back is because you are stifled mentally and emotionally. So that was my realization. I don't know if you got anything out of that, but it sounded really deep in my head. Because I was just like, okay, I have a brother and a sister, right? Actually, I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters. 4 of them are half brothers and sisters, and then I have Quadair and Juju, my brother and my sister, that we share a mother and a father. And I just think, like, are we gonna continue on living the average life? Like, like you work a 9 to 5, and then you pay your bills, then you have kids, and then, you just keep on doing it. And I just think, I don't want that for myself or for my brother and sister. First of all, I want everybody to be happy and successful. And success to me is something that, it means living the life in your head that you picture, that you wake up happy to do every day. If you're happy delivering pizzas every day, you're successful. If you're happy working at McDonald's, then you are successful. Like, if you're happy to be doing your job, then you are successful. My definition of being unsuccessful is being forced to do something on a daily just for survival, which is ridiculous, because we do live in like a fictitious system where we have to pay for food, water, shelter, things that nature kind of naturally grants us. But because we were born into a system, we don't really know how to utilize nature to even get those things. So we have to depend on, you know, whoever slaps a price tag on it. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to get off topic. My point is this. When I listen to I tied it into my YouTube channel because I just thought if I can help as many people as possible realize their fullest potential and realize like their emotional blockings, then maybe I can shift their focus from their emotional blockings and put it onto financial success. Because at the end of the day, even though this is a fictitious bullshit system and we shouldn't be chasing money, money does bring you freedom and it does bring you peace of mind. And a lot of us will not ever have that unless we change the way our mind works and change the way our mindset is, which is why I started my channel and named it New Mindframe. So yeah, legacy, inspirational song. Jay-Z is amazing. People, specifically men on Twitter, were like, I ain't taking his advice, who's he? And I was just like, oh God, your ego, it's gonna be the death of you, do better with your life. And I understand some people were offended because they were just like, he's ignoring the systematic oppression. He's ignoring the fact that with capitalism, people have to be exploited in order to be rich. And I'm just like, yeah, that is true. That's true. It's sad. It's unfortunate. If we could all live in nature, I would prefer that way of life. But while I am an American citizen and I see my family struggling, you know, it's a lot of different sides to it. It's a lot of different angles, I guess you could say. The lyric in the song that says something like, you see how the universe works, it takes my hurt and helps me find more of myself, which also made me think that a lot of us are very privileged right now to be going through a struggle that we're going through. Because there's something very humbling and beautiful almost about starting from the bottom and working your way up. Like, I don't like to glorify back-breaking, like gut-wrenching work, like climbing your way to the top of the hill to get to where you need to be. I don't like to glorify that because I feel like if you constantly push this narrative that like if you didn't work hard, blood, sweat, and tears to get your money, then like it's less deserved somehow or it's less valuable, then in your mind, you can only get to the amount of money you want by stressing yourself out and breaking your body down because you've already established in your head that my money's less valuable if I don't get it the hard way, you know? So I don't like to glorify getting your money, you know, the extremely hard route. The easier the money, the better. That's my motto. If somebody wanted to come and give me money, thank you, I will accept. I'm not gonna be like, oh God, I didn't work for that. Like, give me the damn money. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the case for me right now, and that's not the case for a lot of us. So I like to see it as like an enjoyment of working your way up because a lot of my subscribers, like I said, we are going through things emotionally and mentally. We're trying to elevate our minds and elevate ourselves and break free from these like emotional and mental and psychological burdens that like keep us tied down. And so, you know, in the process of breaking free, what the hell was I saying? Oh my God. Oh yeah, okay. So in the process of oh my God, how did I just lose my train of thought that fast? Okay, so I was saying we don't want to glorify hard work, back-breaking labor. But right now, some of us are in the position where we're starting all the way from the bottom and we're trying to break free of these emotional burdens. And a lot of us, my subscribers and I, are at this place in life where life seems like it's not worth living. And I know this for a fact because a lot of people actually write me and tell me this, that they just feel like, what's the point of life? Because we're going through this healing journey and it's like depressing because it just feels like, oh my God, like, so all this stuff from my childhood, it affected me. Like I didn't have a say-so in it. And now I have to heal from it and deal with it. And God knows how long it's going to take. And it's like, I can't enjoy myself until I'm healed. I can't even get the amount of money that I need because I'm still dealing with these emotional issues and all this stuff. And I just feel like life is not worth living. Like sometimes it just feels like it's overwhelming and it's stupid and like, what am I doing here? Basically having like an existential crisis, I guess you could say. And I say that if you're going to feel that way and you feel like life is not worth living and what the fuck is my point here, you might as well just turn your attention into building generational wealth and healing yourself and every day waking up with a plan and a goal. Because why not? In the grand scheme of things, it's not good, I guess, to feel like life is pointless, but there could be a bright side to it. And the bright side is that if you think life is pointless, then you kind of become detached from everything, and then you can do whatever you want. Like, if you think like, all this shit is fictitious, all this is gonna end, we're all gonna die one day, might as well quit your job and move to LA and buy a guitar and make that album that you've been wanting to make. And you know what I'm saying? Like, there's an upside to everything that we feel. There's an upside to every way that we think. And if you at a point where you're just like, yo, this life, fuck this life, what's the purpose of this life? Like, we're all gonna die. Maybe turn your focus towards trying to build generational wealth for your family, since you are gonna die one day. Might as well leave something behind, you know, and helping as many people as possible. And in the process of chasing money, really what you're chasing is freedom and peace of mind. So you don't have to feel guilty about chasing money. And then on top of that, you chasing money in the age of social media can be extremely motivational and inspirational to other people as well. So it's like a win-win situation. So when people were like critiquing Jay-Z, like, what are you teaching us? Like, what are you teaching us about capitalism, about greed? And I'm just like, yeah, but so many different positive byproducts come of that, you know, teaching people how to chase money, people chasing money in general on the internet. It can be very motivational, it can be very inspirational. So why not be that? If you're not attached to this life and you're just like, this life, whatever, if you're not attached to it, then why not set like the craziest goal you can possibly set and go for it, since life, it's pointless and we're all gonna die, right? So might as well do that. Might as well set like an outrageous goal and just go for it. So I think that's what all I had to say about 444. Sorry, I'm like looking at my notebook. Another thing I wanted to touch on, the confidence to succeed. A reoccurring theme that I've been seeing as well. And with 444, with Jay-Z, it made me think. Like, it really made me think. Like, this man came from selling drugs, he came from the projects, and that in itself pretty much like stifles your confidence. You're starting way at the bottom, like way at the bottom. And it just makes me think, like, how do you muster up enough confidence to get from there in the projects to being, you know, a billionaire? You know, where does that confidence come from? And I feel like this question plagues a lot of people, and the reason that a lot of people are where they are today. And I feel like this confidence comes from self-awareness. I was really thinking about this because I was really thinking, like, there are times when I feel like my confidence is not where it needs to be to get to where I need to be. And it causes me to procrastinate. It causes me to make excuses, you know, because I feel like this fear of like failure. Like, you don't have the confidence to be like, I know for a fact I'm going to succeed. So it's like this underlying fear of failure that just makes you not even try. Like, you don't try your hardest, you don't put 100% in, because if you put 100% in and you fail, like, how bad is that? It's going to feel horrible. So you don't even try to put 100% in. You just, you know, do a little something, a little mediocre work. And then if it doesn't work out, you're just like, oh, whatever. I didn't try my best anyway. You know, that comes from a lack of confidence, not having the confidence to put 100% in and know that you're going to get great results. Or not having the confidence to put 100% and fail and then keep on going, you know? So I feel like this confidence really seriously comes from self-awareness. To know yourself and to be self-aware is to first get down to the essence of what a human being actually is. So a human being is a conscious being. Like, we are conscious, and we have the ability to choose our own futures. Like, a dog can't wake up like, you know what, one day I want to join the circus, and then start practicing tricks to join the circus. They just get up and they just be a dog. But humans have this ability to consciously decide and manipulate our environment to live the life that we want to live, which is, it's mind-blowing actually to think about. And I feel like a lot of us forget that fact, that we were given as humans a consciousness to do whatever we want to do with it. People use it for bad things, but I would hope that you're using it for good things, and I would hope that you're using it to bring good things into your life and into yourself. So, like I was saying, self-awareness comes from, confidence comes from being aware that you have no limitations and you can do anything. And I feel like self-confidence also comes from knowing that you are not your external situation. Like, Jay-Z came from the projects, right? And one of the worst projects, might I add. He could have been like, he could have internalized his environment and been like, I am this because this is where I'm from. Like, I am broke, I am poor, I am not worthy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he could have looked and stayed exactly where he was at and internalized his external environment. And a lot of us do that. As humans, we put so much worth and so much, like, we put so much of our, like, confidence in things that are outside of ourselves. Like, for example, Rihanna is dating that guy. And somebody was just like, oh, Drake is somewhere sick because Rihanna upgraded to a dude that's worth so and so $1 billion, or he's at whatever, however much he's worth. And I was just like, what are you talking about? Like, you can't say this man is an upgrade because he's worth a certain amount of money. And I'm not trying to be fake deep, because, you know, there are people who are just on the internet just talking, like, saying shit because it sounds good. I'm not talking just because it sounds good. I genuinely believe, like, how do you know that this man is a decent human being? He's a good guy just because he has this amount of money. But that's a natural thing that us as humans have been conditioned to do, is to put so much emphasis on what we have. Now, and I'm not just talking about money and material things, I'm talking about our bodies too. Like, the things that we have, like, if we look a certain way, that's seen as more valuable. Like, what you have to say is more valuable when you're prettier. And that's a psychological fact. Like, it's called the halo effect. I did my senior thesis on it in college. And when people are better looking or more attractive, people care more what they have to say. And it's just like, I feel like that's where the lack of confidence comes from. It's not being aware that you're valuable even when you're broke, even when you don't look a certain way, when you don't have certain things. Most people are just not aware that they're still valuable. Like, they think if they don't have these things, they're not worth shit. And if you're walking around feeling that way, then where can you go? Not up. If you're walking around feeling worthless, you can't get to where you want to be by having the mindset that you have where you're at right now. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be rich, you can't feel poor while you're poor. You got to feel rich while you're poor so you can get to where you want to be. So a lot of people, a lot of humans forget that we're all interconnected and that we're all worth the exact same amount. Like, we're all born into this world to be prosperous and to have all good things happen to us. And we're all on the same level, on the same playing field. And it's this ego that kicks in as humans get older, where they start that competition shit. That, like, oh, I need to get this, or so I can be this. I need to look like this. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I keep repeating myself. Confidence is going to come from knowing that we were all born out of love. Like, we are all, the essence of who all human beings are is love. We're all loving and caring when we're babies, when we're born. And you see babies, they're accepting of everybody. They don't shy away. I mean, they don't shun and look down their nose at anybody. Like, we're all born in this, like, we're just all born so pure and so, like, full of life and full of love. And then when we get older, that shit gets, like, stomped out of us. And it's like, it's ridiculous. And I feel like once we are able to connect back with where we once first were as babies, then that's when we can really, really prosper in life. Because that's where I feel like a lot of my confidence comes from, is knowing that if I never made another video tomorrow, if I shaved my head, if I, like, was homeless and dirty and broke and poor, that doesn't make me any less valuable than the next human being. And so that being in those conditions can never stop me from getting to where I need to be, because I know I'm just as valuable either way. Okay, so my camera just died, so that pretty much means I need to wrap this up. But yeah, that was my Sunday spiel. I didn't really tell much about my week, huh? I just kind of went on a tangent about Jay-Z. Well, this week was good. You know, it was good. I ate. I slept comfortably. Not too many bad things happened. So this week was good. And for the upcoming week, for tomorrow, I'm hoping to post as much as possible this week. That's, like, my goal. As much as I can get done, I want to get done. And just stay positive and just be happy throughout the week and just stay grateful and just stay grounded, you know? So comment down below with what you plan on doing with your week, and rant if you want to about last week, or if some bullshit's been going on that you didn't appreciate. You know, we're all here to listen. We're all family here. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this Sunday spiel. And I want to start doing new things with my channel. Like, I want to start incorporating, like, astrology, numerology, and stuff like that. But I don't know how it's going to tie in to you know, my channel already. And since you guys are the audience and you are, you know, my subscribers, and you have to watch me, I don't have to watch me, you have to watch me, you guys get to tell me like what you want to see. So if you think that that's a good idea, let me know. If you have any suggestions, let me know. But I just feel like watching YouTube, I'm starting to get really bored because I'm such a YouTube consumer. Like, I produce content, but I consume a lot of content, and I feel like I'm just seeing, like, I'm starting to get bored with YouTube. I'm not knocking, you know, content creators at all, of course, because it's not an easy job. But I'm just kind of like, I'm trying to get bored with YouTube, and I don't want my own channel to start to bore me too, you know? So I wanted to like switch it up and do more like different topics, like astrology and things like that. So let me know if you think that is a good idea, and make sure that you have subscribed. Thumbs up if you like the video, and be sure to share it and tell your friends to subscribe and all that other good stuff so I can continue to grow my subscriber base. And I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully it'll be tomorrow if things go as planned. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.